doing? This is our podcast. And don't take it over, woman. What? And Jingle. Jingle, what are you doing? Come on. I can't even. Oh. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 9th episode of the D&Z Podcast. Don't know where Daniel went, but we got Jingle over here. That's my favorite dog in the whole wide world. Jingle, Jingle. Okay. I'm just gonna go on until Daniel decides to show up. So we got a pretty good podcast today. Kind of chill. We're gonna, in Daniel's words, vibe out. What are you doing?
I was getting too antsy to stay in here, so I decided to bring.
Oh, okay.
What is up, DZer? Wow, that is way high. All
Your
right.
dog is.
She was a pretty good host. Better than you.
Yeah, I know. One day I'll get.
I think she wore the headphones better. See? You just don't want me to talk.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. I think your sensitivity might be low as well.
Ha ha ha. Yep. Okay, keep talking to him.
I am talking right now, and my name is Daniel. And this is what talking is like.
I bumped my noggin. Okay.
I'm pulling a purd. Have you heard with purd?
I love how we're going to do the podcast and the dogs are like fighting in the background.
Right.
The Michael Vick podcast.
Oh, they're actually lick fighting. Anyway.
Do you want to do that?
Lick fight? No. I have below zero interest in that.
Okay. Well, maybe next podcast. If we can hit 10 likes, we're lick fight.
No. No. If we hit 10 million likes, we will not lick fight.
Wow. When you...
Fine. If we hit 10 million likes, we'll lick fight.
Oh, sweet.
Anyway.
Well, DZers are going to pump this up right now.
Yeah. All three of you, come on.
Yeah. Make 10 million different accounts and like it.
Yeah. Or force people at gunpoint to like it. Whatever.
Hey.
Whatever works.
So what we got in store today?
We have a fun, spontaneous, that's right, show today. There's a few things that we generally have decided we want to talk about, but other than that, it's basically going to be whatever comes up. Whatever stories or anecdotes or making fun of each other or making fun of other things or talking seriously or
Remember that one
staring
bit we
in
had?
silence at each other. Whatever happens.
Remember that one bit where you always got the more comfortable chair? Well, here it is again.
Yeah, but you actually sat down first, so it's not my fault.
No, because I know how needy you are.
I am. I actually have a cracked coccyx.
Don't we all?
No. The coccyx is like the bone. My bone is cracked.
Oh.
My butt bone.
I'm trying to scoot.
It really is. And I did it 3 years ago, and it still has issues. It's really sad.
Hey, dogs.
They are
We're trying to record here.
They're wrestling. And Zarek is trying to admonish them. But most people would say, well, they're dogs. They're not going to understand you. I think it's that they don't care. Personally
Do you
speaking.
think dogs can understand?
I think they can understand the gist of they'll understand they know you're angry, they know you're serious or you're sad or you're happy or whatever.
This is a plush toy. This won't hurt. Big time, cool it.
Well, that actually might have preoccupied them at least with the toy. For 5 seconds. It's okay. We will ignore and trudge on. All right. So here's something that I have been thinking about recently.
You think?
Yes, I do. Not well, but I do it. So name me what you think. I know you're not like the biggest fan, but you follow the NBA decently. Right now, currently, who do you think are your top 5 players in the NBA?
Okay, well, this won't be in order.
It doesn't have to be in order.
Okay, you got LeBron James. Easy.
Yeah.
You got Stephen Curry.
Okay. Curry, yes. Curry powder.
Curry powder. James Harden.
Okay.
What
What about Steph Curry's teammate?
KD.
Yeah.
And you want one more?
Why not?
Oh, no, I know. Kyrie.
I would not put him in the top
For real?
5. No.
See,
But I mean, it's valid. You can put him in the top 5. And also I put a disclaimer too, is right when I said like right now in the NBA, because the thing is, if he had played this year and if he were healthy, I would probably put Kawhi Leonard in the top 5. But you can't. But you can't. He plays for the Spurs. Well, might not be for. There's drama there, but we're not going to go into that. Anyway, which is crazy to say the Spurs and drama because they've really kicked out drama for the past 15, 20 years.
It was like a stuffed hamster I threw at them.
I know, and
James was really going to town.
It's not that they took like, it's not like they took it as a punishment. Oh, we should stop. They just got preoccupied, which is I knew would happen. But hey, whatever works. But the thing is, Kawhi Leonard would actually probably be in the top 5 if he were playing this year. But I can't say top 5 now because he hasn't been playing this year. So I would probably say, obviously LeBron James and KD. I think they're pretty easy. And James Harden, I mean, this year he's going to be the MVP. He's playing insane. The other 2 spots, I definitely would not say Kyrie, although I would put Kyrie as a top 10 player. He'd be more towards the bottom of the top 10. But I would put Anthony Davis in there.
He's the eyebrow guy?
Yeah, he is an all-out beast. And then
Westbrook?
And then the next, I think you could put Westbrook in there. I think you could put the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Is he a rookie?
No, this is his 3rd year, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
It might be 2nd, but I'm pretty sure it's his 3rd year. Yeah, you could put him. Like I said, if Kawhi, you could potentially put him. Actually, DeMarcus Cousins would have been in the running, but he got injured as well. Yeah.
What about my boy Aaron Kraft?
Yes, Aaron Kraft. Best player in the NBA, not playing in the NBA.
What about my boy Lonzo Ball? Hashtag big baller brand.
Hashtag baller. I've made that up, but I think it's great and it should stick. No, definitely no. But here's the thing that I was thinking about. Okay, the ones like when I named and like you said, Russell Westbrook, he was MVP last year. The crazy thing to think about is that in a lot of people's top 5 and like any sane person's top 10, you're going to have, well, in pretty much everybody's top 5 that pays any amount of attention, you're going to have KD and Harden. And a lot of people would stick Westbrook in the top 5 as well. But like I said, even if they don't stick him in the top 5, any sane person's going to have him in the top 10. So you've got 3 guys, we'll say for argument's sake, in the top 5 players in the NBA that were all drafted by the same team within like 3 years, like 2 or 3 years. It might have even been 2 years, but within 2 or 3 years, all drafted by Oklahoma City and somewhat developed. Like they've gotten even better since they've left, but they were insanely good when they were there too. Like it just, I don't know. It like in a day and age when like the superstars, and I mean you can even say with that team, like the only one that's still there is Westbrook. And he even had guys join him like Paul George and Paul George. Well, Chris Paul actually joined James Harden, but Paul George and Carmelo Anthony went and joined him, and then KD jumped ship and went and joined the Warriors. But I don't know. To answer your question though, I'm not sure if they ever would. I really don't think they would, based off the fact that yes, they kept it together for a public face, but I don't really think KD and Westbrook had that great of chemistry. And now, I mean, KD's like become this like grumpy whatever. Like he's like leads the lead in technical fouls. Like he was always the most composed person, and now he just like loses it all the time in Golden State. So the fact that I think their real relationship really wasn't that close to begin with, and now KD is like easily pissed off all the time. I'm not sure it would work so well. As well as the fact that, I mean, because of like handling the ball and everything, honestly, arguably the best player in the NBA this year, the guy who's going to get the MVP, is James Harden, and he'd probably go to the third option on that team, like just because of the way everybody works. So yeah, I think that would be really difficult for them to ever come back together. But the crazy thing is, I mean, like they drafted all three of those players, you know, within like a 3-year period, and developed them quite a bit together there. And I think it's just crazy, like I said, in a day and age where, it's like, oh, you want to get good? Okay, go out and like sign a marquee free agent or do a blockbuster trade. So it's kind of cool. And I guess another team that's kind of done that too is, as far as like drafting good players and developing them, is the 76ers. But they're not. I mean, none of their guys are in the top 10, let alone 3 guys in the top 5. Although when he's healthy, Joel Embiid is a freaking beast.
Go basketball.
Go basketball. Speaking of, the Cavs are playing Brooklyn actually as we speak. Hopefully they will smash them. I was disappointed in them on Sunday, losing to the Kawhi-less Spurs, and actually losing not a close game. It was like 16 points. So yeah, hopefully they'll get back on the ball. Plus, it's always awesome when we beat the Nets because, you know, you get another W. But, you know, obviously it's not a hard game. But every time we beat them, their record gets worse and our pick gets potentially better, our Brooklyn Nets pick, which hopefully we can draft a stud or trade for a stud.
Speaking about studs.
But anyway.
If you kind
Me?
of move.
Yes? You're talking?
No.
I can't. What?
Oh, I can't see. It's just like, oh my God.
Oh, well, anyway.
My dog's a stud.
Your dog is a female. Studs are dudes.
No. Who says?
Hmm?
This is 2018, Daniel. Studs can be anything they want. Isn't that right, Easy? Wizard.
Okay, well, we'll gloss over that.
The Olympics, that ended.
Yes, but I barely paid attention to it when it was around.
Why not?
Chloe Kim, woo woo.
Yeah.
Shaun White, woo woo. Lindsey Vonn, woo woo.
Isn't she she's like a big time like Trump hater though?
They probably all are.
I don't know. I mean, that's fine, but like, here's what
Yeah, but the level, the like rabid level that they take
hers,
it to doesn't
like,
make
she
sense.
Sure refused to go to the White House if she's
Right.
invited. I'm like, cool, but like, it's an honor. Like, that's an honor, no matter who's in office.
True, but I have to be honest. If I was a world-class athlete, which is the biggest if in the world, but if I was a world-class athlete and I won something that got me an invite to the White House and Obama had been in, I would seriously consider not going.
You're stupid.
No, I really would. I would seriously consider not going. Although at the end of the day, I might still go. But here's the thing. Regardless of whether I went or didn't go, let's say I ended up deciding not to go. I'd say, you know what? It's an honor, whatever, but I just, for personal reasons, I have to decline. And that would be it. Like, I wouldn't go nuts like these people oh my gosh, they just hate and he's racist and he's homophobic and he puts people down and I just can't believe it and no way would I ever grace the presence of that slobbering fool and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't understand that. Like, as much as I severely disliked what Obama tried to do with this country, and in certain contexts would talk about that or whatever, but not in that. That's just a completely wrong context, and it just makes you sound like an ungrateful child, to be completely honest.
I would go no matter.
But I
who.
respect people's choice not to go. Like, I respect that. It's just
the extent they turn down the
humbly,
offer.
quietly, and quickly say it, and boom. Like, that's it. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, I think I would go, no matter who was in office, just because. I mean, how many times can you say I went to the White House and met with the president?
True, but you could still say I got invited. Like,
okay, but still, it's like
no, I know, and I would because of that I would consider, and because of the fact that like
that's like the Patriots,
like that,
like we made it into the
that
Super Bowl.
I could talk to him.
Who cares? Who didn't?
I could, and I would do it respectfully, but I could talk to him like about policy for like 1 second that I actually got to meet him,
and then there's a laugh.
or even like share the gospel with him or something like that. Like, because of those reasons, I would seriously consider going, but I couldn't say with 100% certainty that I would go. Like, there's a possibility that I would decline. But like I said, if I did, it really doesn't matter who it is. If I did, I would do it quickly, quietly, and politely. Like,
okay, what's one president, no doubt, you would go visit?
No doubt. I
Yeah,
mean,
like
there's
all
quite a
history.
few. There's quite a few that wouldn't be an issue at all. But the one I'd most want to see, because that's how I'd phrase it, because there's a lot of them that I would have no problem going.
Okay.
But the one I would most want to see would be Ronald Reagan. Do you want to know something kind of cool
About your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know it.
Okay.
I mean, it's
But
a great
the
thing.
listeners
Yeah,
don't.
no, it's a great thing.
My dad actually had 2 meetings, like personal meetings, scheduled with Ronald Reagan.
Schedule.
Back in the day. Yeah, the Bay of Pigs
Yeah.
invasion, that actually happened on the day he was supposed to meet with him.
Ooh.
So it got canceled.
Come on.
And then there was another like big military thing, whatever it was, I don't know, some offensive or something that happened on the next day, like when it got rescheduled. Not the next day, but the next day that it was rescheduled for. So he didn't actually get to meet him. But my dad was a defense advisor for Ronald Reagan, and they basically would send him, hey, these are the options, these are the things that we want to do. They would send him communications, and my dad would go over it, and he would develop strategies for like what he
Bro, that is
they
like
should
the
do,
coolest thing.
for what he thought they should do, and he would send it back. And my dad, I mean, he had like I think 200 military advisors, but his and most
But
of
he
most
picked
of them
his a lot,
most
right?
most of them never got invited to personally meet him, but because his were being picked and implemented more often, that's why he got invited to personally sit down and talk to Reagan about the stuff. But unfortunately,
Bro, that is like
I
the
know.
coolest
It
thing.
is
I
cool.
love it.
It is cool. It's shout out to my daddy.
Yeah, his dad is like like the coolest guy.
Yeah, but he's old too. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I would have loved to meet him. Also, Abraham Lincoln, I think, would have been sweet to meet. Also, I mean, for the whole like George Washington, dude, the beginning of it all. Like, especially because here's the thing, he had the humility. They wanted to make him king. Like, they're like, let's get out from under the tyranny of the King of England. All right, you want to be our king now? And he's like, no, man, I don't need that much power. Like, that's wrong for one person to have that much power. And like for him to be humble enough to say that after he fought tooth and nail and like gave of his whole self to win the independence, and then it was like, yeah, we're gonna recognize you. We're gonna make you a king. And he's like, no, I don't want that. That's not the
And
best.
he's
for
like
you
the
guys.
guy who like called me Mr. President, homie.
I guess
That was
I don't
him.
know.
Like
okay.
not. It was like
A step down from yeah. No, it's pretty cool. And then like even guys like Ulysses S. Grant, like the guy was like bottom of his class at West Point, and he was like this big time slacker that like wasn't supposed to be able to do anything. And then after all the top Union generals failed, like, oh fine, let's just take a flyer on this idiot, and the dude like wins the war. So and I know he had like kind of an abrasive personality. It might not be like warm and fuzzy to meet him, but I think it would be cool to see like a guy that against all odds became extremely successful.
My pick is Oprah Winfrey. Love you, Oprah.
She's not yet president.
Not yet. Why'd you choose not yet?
Well, I know like a whole bunch of Democrats were trying to get her to run, like begging her to run
Yeah.
this next
Now
one.
George
But
Clooney's all of it.
supposedly she said she's not going to do it.
Yeah. But I don't understand that because, like, in my mind, I don't know too much about Oprah, but in my mind, Donald Trump had some credit of running. Like, he was a great businessman.
I love how they're always like, oh, reality show star, multi-billionaire businessman.
Yeah.
Like, Forbes 500 company, like starter and runner, and like it's like, come on, like seriously, there were qualifications there more than yes, and I understand politically and stuff, but again, when you're a president, you're a manager and you're way high up the pole and you have a bunch of managers under you actually running stuff. So it doesn't matter how much experience you have. You're only as good as all the people you have managing the different departments anyway. So it really, I don't know. They blew it out of proportion a lot, as well as the way that the original intentions was to have people come out of the secular world for a little bit, do a term or two in government, and then go back too. And that's why I like guys like Ben Carson and stuff like that, because it's like, look, intelligent, proven that they can run things, proven that they're smart enough to do things, but not, and I think that's what scared people and made them attack Trump so viciously, is because he didn't have political allegiances. He
scares both parties.
Right.
Cause he has.
Because the thing, Republican establishment's crap too.
Yeah. For sure. He's an outsider and invading their way of life, basically.
And by no means do I agree with everything he does.
Oh, no.
By no means do I think that he's like this unimpeachable saint who like does everything above board. Like, believe me, no,
he has faults.
Not at all. And he can be like kind of underhanded and whatever. But the thing is, he's not
as bad.
He's not politically entrenched and doesn't have these like
obligations,
clicks that he's in, and obligations and all that kind of stuff. So it's, I think that's a lot of the reason why so much vitriol.
Here's our podcast of like
him.
trying not to talk about politics.
Yeah, but we're not doing like specific.
Bro.
First of all, we did basketball for a good bit. And second of all, we're not doing like specific stuff. We're just kind of talking about in general. But anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Donald Trump, if you're watching this,
I did
have us on.
Remember, or come on here, like, fly down here, dude. Do you imagine the security outside your house if he like pulls up?
Do you imagine?
What the heck is going on?
I think we would have to upgrade our equipment. Well, I'm not sharing a mic with Donald Trump.
I'll share a mic with him.
I'll pee myself.
I'll share a mic with him.
If you accidentally kiss him or something.
What?
And like he's going to talk in your mic, and you're like.
Then I'll write a book entitled "I Accidentally Kissed the President."
You write a whole book.
Yes.
He just gets like SEAL Team 6, just runs through the window.
No, I'd be like Osama bin Laden, one bullet through the eye.
You'd be like, miss me with that, and then leaves. So Donald Trump, if you're actually listening, we're by
bro. You can't tell me right now if he's like, "Hey, you want to share the mic with me?" You'd share the mic.
Oh,
with
for
him.
Sure. But if you're listening, we will buy another mic.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. If Obama came here and sat here and was like, "Hey, you want to share the mic with me?" I'd be like, "Sure, let's do this."
Yeah, like I would totally. But then we could
and then I'd begin to roast them.
Oh, for sure.
Like, so why did you think this was necessary? But no. And I wouldn't even 100% like.
I would roast him.
I would like legitimately ask questions and stuff too, but I wouldn't suck up.
CNN.
Like I would be honest. Like, hey, I don't agree with blah blah. But dude, no, it would be crazy.
Your wife made my school lunches terrible.
Exactly.
Bro, we had like cardboard with cheese in it.
Yes.
I cannot take the notes.
It's okay.
It's not like anyone.
Let it go.
This.
Exactly.
We can say whatever we want. Mom, I love you.
I love you, Mom, as well. Both.
Both?
Yeah, because your mom, I consider her mom, and my mom is my mom.
I like your mom. She's pretty cool.
She birthed me.
Yeah.
She's funny.
I'm going to eat this now.
Unintentionally, but it's still funny.
My favorite is my dad was like helping your dad out. And it was years ago. I was sitting down and we were watching like the Batman TV show.
The like old one from like the 60s.
Yeah. And Robin was like, "Holy hydraulics, Batman." And she like grabs my knee and she's like, "I'm sorry for the language." And I was just like, like keep it together.
Yeah, that's pretty great. But I seem to remember something that you said you thought would be cool to do. Is we are going to look up, because as we've stated on a couple different occasions,
Are you talking about the Oscars?
Oscars are coming up.
Boy,
So
why you messing around?
whoa, you pulled it up, son.
Yeah, boy.
So all we're gonna look at is Best Picture, but we're gonna look at Best Picture for each of the last 10 years, like the one that won Best Picture each of the last 10 years in the Oscar, and
talk about it.
And we're either going to sing their praises or roast them up, as Zarek says.
And I've no way I've seen.
And we
every
might,
single
and
one.
it might be mixed. I might sing praises and he might roast up, and vice versa. Whoa, wait, hold on.
Well, you
So
want to
it's
start from the
1,
beginning?
2, 3, 4.
We don't have to do 10.
I want to do 10. Okay, so 2008.
That's it.
All right. So, I will admit I wouldn't have known
Why can't
this.
Why can't we do the 2000s? Like everything from 2000. Because
that would be a long segment.
Because we haven't seen every single one of these.
We have definitely not seen every single one since 2000, considering you were 1 year old, 1.5, whatever, when 2000 hit.
Okay, whatever. This is your podcast. I forgot.
No, this is our podcast. But here's the thing. We're going to talk about each of the 10 as well as compare them to the ones they were running
fine.
against. That's going to take a long time if we do 18 of them.
Fine.
Okay. So in 2008, and I wouldn't have known this. I mean, I'll probably say that several times, but Slumdog Millionaire won. And I'd be remiss not to say what it went up against.
We have to do 2007.
Fine. 2007 was No Country for Old Men.
I've seen it.
I have never seen it. I have literally seen 3 minutes of it, I think.
Bro, it's weird. It is weird.
Okay, so recap it in 30 seconds.
So, basically, homie finds some drug deal money, and then another homie's trying to kill him for the money, but there's like very little talking.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay, so
Very good, though.
It went up against Atonement, Juno, Michael Clayton, and There Will Be Blood. I'm semi-familiar with, but have not seen Atonement or Juno. Do not know what the heck Michael Clayton is.
Is that the oil one?
And There Will Be Blood, not at all familiar with it.
I'm pretty sure it's like an oil.
Here's the thing. Based off of that list, obviously there might be ones that didn't get on the list that were awesome. Based off of that list, that was a lean year.
Yeah.
And then we make it to 2008, and like I said, Slumdog Millionaire made it. That went up against The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which I've actually only seen part of, and I've never seen Slumdog Millionaire. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a familiar refrain. I'm gonna be saying that a lot. Frost/Nixon was one. Milk was another, and The Reader. Slumdog Millionaire and The Reader I'm somewhat familiar with. The Curious, and I've seen a tiny bit of The Reader. The Reader was raunchy, though. And The Curious Case of Benjamin Button I've seen a little bit of. Frost/Nixon, I'm guessing had something to do with, like, Richard Nixon. I'm not at all familiar with the movie, though. And Milk, I have no clue.
Okay. Yeah,
Have you seen any of those?
No.
Okay. Yeah, The Reader was about, like, it was something like back in like World War II era in like Europe, and she was like teaching somebody to read, but it was raunchy. And it was one of those like way too artsy fartsy ones.
Okay, next year.
I mean, based off of the very little that I know, the only one that I would say would go up against it decently would be The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Again, though, kind of feels like a lean year.
I heard Slumdog Millionaire is like really good though.
Right, but this still doesn't look like it had a lot of competition.
Yeah. Okay, this next year is a great year.
So 2009, The Hurt Locker won. And you can tell it was a bigger year just based off of the fact most of them go up against 3 or 4. This one went up against like 8. It went up against Avatar, The Blind Side, District 9, and Education, Inglourious Bastards. Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire. Then A Serious Man, Up.
That's crazy.
That's awesome that the animated movie got a nod for...
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, though. And then Up in the Air. All right, so I'm going to do it first, say, like, which ones I've seen and, like, just a brief impression, and then you finish up because yours is going to be a little longer. Okay, so I just recently watched, like, 90% of The Hurt Locker. It was pretty good. Like, I would consider it a good war movie, but it didn't blow my socks off at all.
For sure.
Avatar, I have seen a small part of it.
Oh,
I know it set box office records, but see, that's the funny thing. It doesn't have that good of feedback, even though it set box office records. And I know it has like a fairly large like cult fan base, but aside from that, the average person didn't seem to really like it that well.
Okay, guess how many more they're making?
A bunch, probably.
Guess. They have a set amount.
How many more they're making included with the ones they've already, because they made a couple already.
Oh, okay. No.
Because they made like Airbender and whatever.
No, you're thinking the wrong movie. Avatar, the blue people?
Right, but they have made other Avatar movies too.
Okay.
That were like...
That has nothing to do with those movies.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me how many
Avatar is like some Nickelodeon show. The bald kid.
Yeah, but it's part of the whole like...
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Come on. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I will bet my next paycheck.
Okay, I'm not that. I'm not that. Whatever. Anyway, let's get back to the original. How many more are they going to make?
I believe like 7.
Dadgum.
And this was, the last one was in 2008 or 2009.
Right.
We're coming up on like 10 years.
That is crazy.
Why are you just now making them?
But now going down it. Okay, so Avatar... I would tend to say probably not amazing, but I know it had a huge budget and it broke box office records and blah blah blah. The Blind Side I thought was great. Great acting, great storyline. I like when stuff's a true story or based on a true story. I love sports movies. I thought as sports movies go, it was one of the best. I really, really did like it. District 9, that was...
Do you know what that is?
District 9 was the one...
The alien one.
Yeah, and I've seen it, but I don't remember a ton about it.
It's like, they give like a part of Earth, to like aliens.
Yeah, and they have to like go in and infiltrate.
Yeah,
like whatever. I remember thinking, wow, this is a really cool movie, but I don't remember a ton about it. Because I actually watched it in college, like
one bit.
Yeah. So. I do remember really liking it, but beyond that, I remember, like, there's flashes of a couple scenes going in my head right now, but that's about it. And Education, I don't even know what that was.
Yeah.
Like, Inglourious Bastards, I know.
Love that movie.
Yeah, Zarek loved it. I have a bunch of buddies that absolutely loved it. I grew up on older war movies. And I just think
I wouldn't consider it a war movie.
It really didn't. It was definitely a war movie.
No, it was not.
Definitely.
It had the war, like it was set during wartime, but I wouldn't call it a war movie.
It was definitely a war movie. They assassinate Hitler at the end. It was
spoiler alert.
It was a spy. Yeah, spoiler alert of a 9-year-old movie. It was a like a war spy movie basically. Like but spies during the wartime working for the military.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when I think war movie, I think like giant fight scenes.
Yeah, but I've seen like spy war movies too, and that were
okay.
As a whole, like I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Like
false.
I really didn't think it was that great. The whole Precious thing, I've never seen it. Really have no interest in seeing it, to be honest. A Serious Man, not at all familiar. Don't know the storyline. Don't know anything about it.
Coen Brothers.
Up is actually one of my favorite.
That is so surprising that made like this list.
Yeah, because it's
I've
animated.
never.
But
yeah,
honestly,
I've never heard of that before.
It is honestly one of my favorite animated movies. I love like the animation in it is really cool. The
first 5 minutes make you cry.
Yeah, I love the storyline. I love the acting. You know, it's voice act. It's acting and it's good. Up in the Air, I'm not sure what that is.
No. Okay.
But off of the ones that I'm familiar with and have seen would be Up, Inglourious Bastards, District 9, The Blind Side, and The Hurt Locker. I remember, like I said, it's been a while, but I do remember like really liking. I actually think I probably like District 9 more than I did The Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker and Glorious Bastards, both I would put them in good but not great category. The Blind Side, I absolutely love The Blind Side. District 9, like I said, I remember, and Up.
Okay, let your boy hop on this
I would
track.
probably, if I was like the sole person, obviously I wouldn't even be one of the 1,000 people that vote. But if I was the sole person, I'd probably give the nod to The Blind Side.
Okay, for me, out of all of these, I would not have given it to The Hurt Locker, because to me The Hurt Locker was all right,
Good,
and
not great.
yeah, and it like I was waiting for it to like really get good, but it was just a decent movie, and like I don't know. I would not have even no. For me, Avatar I hate with a burning passion. It's so hyped up, and it's just like CGI for like 2 hours and 30 minutes, and so it's just like the concept is cool, but like it's stupid.
Even when you rely on that, like the acting and storyline and stuff isn't as good.
Yeah.
Which I think is
District 9 I'm really interested in. I need to watch it.
You really do. We should watch it together actually, because I want to see it again.
And Glorious Bastards is probably maybe on my top 5, but definitely in my top 10. I love this movie.
Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Okay.
It's Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director of like easily.
Easel.
It's
Talk about shortening words.
his dialogue is like none other. The dark humor in it is amazing, and I don't know. I love everything about his movies.
Okay.
So, out of
and I like I said, Up, one of my favorite animated movies, but just the fact that it's an animated movie, I'm not sure that I could give it
Inglourious Bastards would be my winner.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever won a Best Picture.
Really? Okay.
Maybe Pulp Fiction.
So we'll read down through 2010, but then from 2011 on, like obviously some of the years you'll know, but from 2011 on,
we shouldn't go through every single movie if we haven't heard anything.
Well, I'll read down through them real quick, but from 2011 on, I'm gonna have you close your eyes, and I'm gonna read you the list, and you tell me which one got it. Okay. But this one, okay. So in 2010, The King's Speech won.
I've never seen it, but
Oscar. All right, read down the list and tell them, because I gotta
deal with your dog. Okay, so the next one on the list is 127 Hours. That's I think James Franco. Basically, he's a rock climber, and he starts climbing and gets his arm caught with a rock, and he has to cut it off. All that fun stuff. Black Swan, I've never seen it. The Fighter, I think I've seen it. That's a boxer movie. Inception, 2010, Christopher Nolan. I need to watch it again. I remember watching it, and I didn't really care about movies the way I care about them now. But Christopher Nolan's one of my favorite directors, and he is amazing the way he manipulates time and like whatever.
I believe The Fighter was the movie with Christian Bale.
Is it not a boxing movie?
I wanted to say boxing, but I think it actually might be like MMA. It's one or the other, but I'm 95% sure it's the one with Christian Bale.
Okay.
But okay, so let me see. The Fighter, Black Swan. Like, I know it was like huge and whatever. Never saw it though. I mean, I literally might have seen 5 minutes. 127 Hours. Which one was that?
James Franco, and he goes rock climbing, and then he gets to rock.
Oh, yeah.
He cuts off his arm.
Inception was fantastic, but it's one of those, like, I need to watch it again. And, like, because, you know, you got to watch it a few times to get everything out of it. The Kids are all right. Oh, that was one of those. I think I've seen, like, part of it, but it's one of those, like, film festival ones, basically. The Social Network, that was the one about like the starting of Facebook. Toy Story 3 again, we got animated in there. But here's the thing, Toy Story, like I like Toy Story 3 and it was a good movie, but it wasn't great.
It wasn't
by
even
animated
the best
standards.
one.
No. Best one in my opinion was the original.
True Grit.
True
I
Grit.
totally forgot about that one. I totally seen it.
True Grit, yeah. True Grit was good. But like I've seen the original and I've seen some of the like cowboy movie. I don't know. I've seen better, but it was good. And then Winter's Bone. I haven't seen that. I'm familiar with the name, but I can't even remember what it's about at this point.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I had to give it to one, I would do The Inception.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so now here's where I'm gonna go down. You need to close your eyes. All right, so no peeking. Okay, so I'm gonna give them to you in no particular order. So we have Hugo, The Help.
What year is this?
This is 2011.
Okay.
We have Hugo, The Help, The Artist, The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, and Warhorse.
Oof. I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and guess you will not get it. I'm going to say them one more time, okay?
Okay.
And then you have to just pick one and guess. Hugo, The Help, The Artist,
The Artist.
Descendants. You peeked.
No, I didn't.
It was The Artist. But the fact that you picked it out while I was going,
That's how I had to do it.
Are you sure you didn't peek?
Dude, you can look at the video.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not familiar with The Artist.
I just remember hearing that one a lot.
Okay.
I can't tell you what it's about, though.
So I'd have to go ahead and say, like, Warhorse.
Oh, can I look?
Warhorse, Moneyball are the only two I've seen. I'm familiar with a couple of the others. So based off of what I've seen, if I had to give it to one, I would say probably Moneyball. Like, that was a good movie. Who would you give it to?
Well, do you have 2012 up there? Or can I look?
No, you can look. I don't.
Oh. Hey, get Jingle Bell. Make your escape. Jingle. Okay, sorry, we're having dog issues. Okay. I'll jingle. Oh, you're so stupid. Out of all those, I would probably go. That's crazy. I don't know any of these. Besides like The Help. I don't know. I'll have to look up The Artist, but Daniel keeps on leaving this episode. It's really disappointing. Daniel. No. Okay.
I'm back.
So I said everything I needed to say about 2011.
All right, which one would have been your pick?
I really don't like any of these.
I liked Moneyball. The Warhorse was actually a good movie too, but
My grandpa called it Snore Horse. Shout out to Gramps.
All right.
I'll go The Artist, but I can't even tell
Have
you
you
what
seen
it's
The
about.
Artist?
No.
Well, that's dumb. Okay, close your eyes. You can't pick one you haven't seen. All right. Here we go. 2012. We have Django Unchained. This was actually.
I love Django
This
Unchained.
was a big year. No, look.
I'm not.
Okay. Django, yeah, because it was
Quentin Tarantino.
actually it was not.
Yes, it is.
It was Stacey Starr, Reginald Hudlin,
No.
and Pilar.
That's just people who were nominated. I'll bet my next paycheck it was Quentin Tarantino.
Alright.
Don't even test me.
Whatever. Okay. So we have Django Unchained, Les Miserables, Life of Pi. This is a huge movie here. Django Unchained, Les Miserables, Life of Pi, Amour, Argo, Beasts of the Southern Wild, Lincoln, Silver Linings Playbook, Zero Dark 30.
Argo.
Did you look at
No, I know these.
It looks like you're like opening your eyes.
No, I'm not.
Okay, yes, Argo won. I've seen
That's Ben Affleck.
I've seen Argo.
He directed it too.
I thought it was like decent.
I never seen it.
but not amazing.
Life of Pi.
Django Unchained I only saw part of, but I didn't think it was that great.
But
Les Miserables I've never seen. Life of Pi, just very little glimpse of it. Lincoln I've seen part of. I honestly loved Silver Linings Playbook.
I never seen
Thought it was a great. If you like acting, right? If you like great acting, you really need to watch it. You really do.
Wait, is that the dancing one?
No, it's the one.
What am I thinking?
It's the one with Bradley Cooper
And Jennifer Lawrence. Don't they dance?
I mean, they do. They at like the end they dance, but it's about two people who are bipolar who are like dealing with it, and it's
But
great,
don't they go
and
to
it's really
dance
accurate.
competition?
It's like a yes, but it's more of like a personal like, hey, let's do this. Like, it's not a dance movie. It's not at all a dance movie.
I didn't call it a dance movie. I said
But yes, there is a dance thing in it. And then Zero Dark 30. Which one was Zero Dark 30?
Was that the Osama one?
Yeah,
No.
that was the SEAL Team 6, the killing of Osama bin Laden. That was actually a pretty good movie too.
Can I look at
If I had to give it to one, I'd actually give it to Silver Linings Playbook that year.
Can I look at them?
Yes.
Django Unchained.
Yeah. I know. Okay.
I'm not looking.
It doesn't. No, I'm making sure.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
So here we go. Gravity. Her.
Garbage.
Yes. Her. The all-time best. Remember?
I need to get. Where's my mic?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, I watched that recently. That was so good.
Captain Phillips. American Hustle. 12 Years a Slave. Nebraska.
Oh, I know. Philomena.
Philomena and The Wolf of Wall Street.
I love the Wolf of. Okay, well, first it was 12 Years a Slave.
All right. Whoa. Okay. I accidentally had the other one up there. Okay. So I have seen part of. I've never seen 12 Years a Slave. I've seen part of American Hustle. I've seen Captain Phillips. I've seen Gravity.
Gravity's trash.
I haven't really seen Her, and I've seen The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
Gravity is not trash. Gravity is not trash. You're
It's trash.
Gravity is not trash. You're trash. You're trash.
So
Gravity is not trash.
It's trash.
You are trash.
It's trash. There's no. It looks good.
You know what I'm gonna say, and I'm not saying this just to be incendiary. I truly believe this. Gravity is better than Interstellar.
No, that's garbage.
Yes.
You haven't seen Interstellar.
Yes, dude, I have seen 3/4 of it. I've seen enough to know that Gravity is better than Interstellar.
Look, shut up. That is a disgrace to all movies. Look up the IMDb. Interstellar is like a solid like in the 8s.
No, we're looking up Rotten Tomatoes.
Do it. Gravity's trash. Says the entire.
But I
planet.
don't even care. I mean, I don't go with the crowd. I have my own opinion.
Bro, that movie is so stupid. Okay, anyway. Her, we started to watch it. We were watching it with my mom, and she's like, no. So,
Yeah, because it's horrible.
Wolf
Her
of
is
Wall
trash.
Street. I love the Wolf of Wall Street.
I didn't think it was all that great.
It's hilarious.
If I had to give it to a movie that year, I would have given it to Captain Phillips. I've never seen Dallas Buyers Club though.
It's on Netflix right now. Out of
Okay.
all these, Dallas Buyers Club.
Okay. Okay, so
Because it's
let
really
me see.
emotional.
So we're gonna do Interstellar.
You're an idiot.
I don't really care.
You're an
No, it is a
idiot.
better space movie than Interstellar.
That is no.
I just searched. Okay, Interstellar Lower East Side Ramble.
You probably spelled it wrong.
How do you spell it?
INSTEA.
ST Inster
No wait, I have to type it out.
Interstellar.
No, I feel like. Oh wait. Oh. It's definitely on there. It's
All
a
right,
movie.
fine. I'm gonna okay.
What else?
Interstellar. Okay.
Yeah, dummy.
All right. Rotten Tomatoes, Interstellar. Let's see
the
the
fact
score.
that was even nominated.
It got on the tomato meter. It got a 71%.
Garbage. No.
But here's the thing: 71% on Rotten Tomatoes is actually really good.
Nah.
Like if you can hit above 50%, you got a good movie. All right, so let's see.
Dude, you're gonna be like hurt in the soul when you see this. Like,
No,
32%.
because here's the thing. Gravity is not like one of my favorite movies ever. It's just Interstellar was so boring, and Gravity was actually a decent movie. That's why I think it's better.
No, you need to watch it. You haven't watched it.
Oh, I've watched it.
No, you were on your phone. It's
Whatever.
long. It's long.
I told you I would watch it again.
But you can't get better characters.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. All right. Let's see what Gravity
Take this
got.
L. Take this big old L. You're lying. You're bluffing. No.
What? Yeah!
No.
Ooh, better than I could have ever imagined. 71% Interstellar on Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score, and tomato meter score for Gravity is 96%.
That is so idiotic. I know. That's why I do IMDb, because that is garbage.
15% higher, ladies and... No. 26% higher, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, 25%.
Go
Still,
to IMDb.
25%.
That is garbage. That is so
higher.
freaking garbage.
25% higher, ladies and gentlemen.
Gravity
Critic consensus. Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity is an eerie, tense sci-fi thriller that's masterfully directed and visually stunning.
Visually stunning, yes.
Boom, baby.
That's all I can give
I
it.
rest my case.
IMDb. No, right now. I'm not done. IMDb. We can move on. After 96, Rotten Tomatoes is garbage.
They oversold it for sure, but the fact that they had it beat meant they were accurate.
No. When you actually watch this movie, I'm taking your phone away from you, and you're gonna cry.
I will not cry.
Yes, you will. If you actually watch it, you will cry.
$50. I will watch it with no phone, eyes glued to the screen the entire time, and I will not cry.
You have enough soul, so I'm not taking that bet.
All right, so we're doing it backwards this time. We're looking up Gravity first on IMDb.
That's what I use, because it's a reliable source. That will put...
It's because it gives you the results you want, you liberal. All right.
Hey.
It got a 7.8 out of 10.
That's way
which
too
is
high.
No, I think that's about fair. I'd give it I'd say 7.3 to 7.8. Now, let's look up
This is why I like IMDb, because it is worth...
tells you what you want to hear.
Because it's
You want
true.
a yes man. You want a yes man in your life, but I will not be the yes man. I will direct you in the way that is right.
Bro, look. Take that big fat L.
8.6.
That's insane.
Yes, but here's the deal. 7.8 to 8.6 compared to a 7.1 to 9.6 equivalent. So, bigger margin in Rotten Tomatoes than there is here. So, altogether, cumulative score, Gravity still wins.
Would you, out of 10, would you rate Gravity a 9.6?
No, I would not.
Yeah. Idiotic. Rotten Tomatoes. I'm calling out Rotten Tomatoes. You're garbage.
But here's the thing.
You are straight up garbage.
I would not at all rate Interstellar an 8.6.
You haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
No, you haven't. You can't. You saw right when they got up to space. You tell me. You haven't seen it.
No, I actually saw into the second trip or whatever the heck. Or not the second trip, but the whole... Anyway, I've seen quite a bit of their trip in space.
Continue.
Yeah, we're going to keep going. Okay, close your eyes.
I do.
Although we're getting really close, so you probably know this. But anyway, okay, so we have The Imitation Game, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Boyhood, American Sniper, Birdman, Selma, The Theory of Everything, and Whiplash.
Interstellar's not on that list?
No.
Bullcrap!
Okay, close your eyes again. Close your eyes.
No, I already know it.
Okay.
It's Birdman.
Okay.
Okay.
Interstellar is not on that list.
That's garbage.
Okay. So here's the thing. I have not seen Birdman. I've seen American Sniper.
I've seen that. How is the Interstellar not
Which one was The Imitation Game? That was the spy one?
No, World War II. He cracks the code.
The spy one.
Sure.
Have not seen that either. Actually, have not seen any of it other than Birdman. And I know Selma was about like the Rosa
Arthur
Parks, like.
Arthur King.
Yeah, but I thought part of it incorporated the.
Maybe.
Anyway, I don't really know. I couldn't say which one. The
You
only
seen
one I've even
Whiplash?
seen is
I love
American
Whiplash.
Sniper. No, I've never seen Whiplash. What was Whiplash about again?
The jazz drummer.
Oh yeah. I saw it with you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Whiplash. I give it to Whiplash.
Uh,
That was great. Amazing acting, story. The whole that dude, that one, whatever his name is, fantastic guy.
J.K. Simmons.
The teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, very underrated actor. And actually, the kid's actually a really good actor too.
Miles Teller.
Yeah. But J.K. Simmons is an incredibly underrated, awesome actor.
They make something like jazz bands so intense.
Oh, I know. But see, the thing is, J.K. Simmons in like bigger movies, like, yes, I know it got a nod for Best Picture. It still doesn't mean it was a huge budget movie. Like in bigger movies, he's always made a secondary character. But I think he's worthy of like a lead role on a big blockbuster.
He's been getting bigger.
Yeah, but okay, so this one, Spotlight, you would know that. Spotlight was actually a really good movie. The Big Short was also a very good movie.
Yes, I would give mine to Whiplash.
Wow, this is one where I've seen like the first 3 movies on here. So you give it to Whiplash. Okay, Spotlight, The Big Short, Bridge of Spies. I've seen all 3 of those. Brooklyn, I have not seen. Mad Max Fury Road, I have not seen. The Martian, I saw part of. The Revenant.
Why do you always watch like parts of movies?
I don't know.
Room. That's great.
Here's the thing. I thought Spotlight was fantastic. I also thought The Big Short, The Bridge of Spies was good, not great. But speaking of big directors, Steven Spielberg, he's like huge. But I don't know. I'd still give it. I'd probably still give it to Spotlight.
I give mine to Spotlight for sure. Yeah. I've never.
Okay, so 2016. I even know this.
Okay, let me give my opinion on these movies.
You said
Spotlight, yes, but Martian, not a fan of, didn't care for. Mad Max, it was one of the movies I was like, okay, I want to watch it again, but in the theaters, we were about ready to leave. It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
Room is excellent. Room is.
What was that about?
Can you stop the dogs from fighting on the wire? It was a woman gets kidnapped and then and she has a kid with the kidnapper and they're stuck in a room.
Right.
That's excellent.
That wasn't that based on the true story?
Is it? I don't know.
Because there was a story like pretty much identical to that in like Cleveland, actually, Ohio.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyway, The Revenant. It seems super familiar, but I can't remember what it was about.
Leo. It's like the pioneer.
Yeah.
Basically, like, his son gets kidnapped or whatever.
Oh yeah, and then he goes after everybody.
Yeah, or they leave him for dead.
Yeah.
And like he gets raped by a bear.
Yeah,
probably more like attacked, not raped.
Right.
But it's whatever.
Okay. So we both agree Spotlight. Even though like if they gave it to the Big Short, I wouldn't be sad because it was a really good movie.
No, Spotlight was like the first movie I saw where just talking, non-stop talking.
But it was good.
It was amazing.
Yes. Okay, so 2016, we both. I mean, I would have been able to get this one too. Moonlight got it. There was also Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, and Manchester by the Sea. I've seen a couple of these. I'm familiar with other ones. I'm going to skip commentary on all of them other than the Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge should have won it. It was fantastic in every way you can possibly be fantastic. Visually, I'll give it that. Visual effects, audio effects,
editing,
acting.
Editing.
The acting was great.
No.
The acting was great.
No.
Dude, the chemistry and everything, like the humor of Vince Vaughn and what's his name?
Was just all right.
No. Garfield was great. It was good. Like he did a good job capturing.
Should not have won.
And it was based off of a true story. It was great war scenes, kept you on the edge of your seat. It was good storyline. I mean, like obviously they did based on true story, but they actually, and I looked it up after, they actually stuck pretty pretty accurate. They didn't change too much, and they didn't have to. It was a fantastic story without having to change or add to it. It was great, and I think it should have won. I know what your pick would have been was La La Land.
Okay. La La Land,
which was a good movie. I'll give it that.
La La Land is my second favorite movie of all time.
But I am never going to pick a musical to win.
Neither would I. And I hate musicals. I have a
Right.
sister who's a giant theater or musical theater major, and I hate them. I hate musicals. But
I actually like some musicals.
But this one, for me, it was I love jazz, and I love can you cool it for a second?
It's still there. It's right there.
La La Land, visually stunning. Easy story. Story's good, but the acting is I don't know. La La Land to me is amazing.
Yes.
It was one of the first movies I saw in the theaters that I was just my soul was in the film, and I was freaking out. Arrival was very good. I love movies that just mess with your mind like that.
But you would have picked La La Land
for sure. Manchester by the Sea is good, but it is so awkward and so clunky and so weird.
Yep.
Casey Affleck won for that, which sure.
And he's the rapist or whatever. There's that big controversy. 'Cause he got caught up in the whole thing.
Yeah, but look at this.
Yeah.
Someone always is.
But here, okay, so I would have picked Hacksaw Ridge. He would have picked La La Land. The critics picked Moonlight.
And they picked La La Land. Remember that whole controversy?
Yeah.
Or that's just mean.
Right.
Cool it.
They just wanted to help boost their ratings because they saw that it worked for the Miss America thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the ones for this year, this past year, 2017, obviously nobody's won yet.
This Sunday.
Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Do you know what I can say about all these movies, Eric?
You haven't seen any of them.
I have not seen
That's
a
crazy.
single one. It is crazy. It is the first of the 10 years that we have reviewed. It's the first one that I have not seen.
You need to step up your game.
Movie. I do. I really want to and do plan on seeing Dunkirk. Get Out. What was that one about?
It's the Jordan Peele. It's his first movie.
Yep. Nope. Don't even have any interest in seeing it. Looked incredibly stupid.
It's great.
No. I've actually heard the opposite from every other person that's seen that movie.
I don't think it deserves to be on this list at all.
Wait. Nope. I'm getting it confused with another one. Which one is it? I'm getting confused with the Keanu thing.
The cat one?
Yeah.
No way that would be on this list.
I know. Okay, what was the Get Out one?
It's serious. It's deals with racism. Basically, homie goes to his girlfriend's parents for the weekend, and it gets a little racy. It's a horror movie, kinda.
I've actually seen that movie. He directs it but doesn't act in it.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yes, I have seen that movie. It
The whole teacup thing.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
It's
but
great.
It honestly though, you're this is dumb. This is bizarre. Why am I watching this? And before you realize it, you've watched the whole freaking thing.
I can't agree with that. I think it's really good, and the message in it, it's basically white people being racist, but it's not the type of racism you're used to. I heard the expression that it's you have the right racists, the right Republican racists who are
They're not.
I'm not Republican, just whatever. The
alt-right, which isn't actually
alt-right.
the right wing. That's completely different.
Okay,
yes.
fine. Alt-right. They verbally hate
Yes.
KKK, but then this movie deals with left racism, the alt-left. where it's just like they take you in and they act like your friend,
Yeah.
but really they're not, and they're really just using you.
Mm.
That's how I heard it explained. I thought
Oh,
that was great. And so obviously,
And then I've heard Lady Bird is really good.
for real, I haven't seen it.
I've heard it's like fantastic story and acting and whatever, and
It-
it really
it
like
looks-
thought provoking. I think is what I've heard about it a lot.
It looks really
Um,
strange.
But Dunkirk, I think, would be pretty fantastic. I want to see it. Which one's Darkest Hour again?
It's basically all the boring stuff that happens during Dunkirk. It's what's his the prime minister
I know.
for.
I still want to see that though. I definitely, because when you're talking about like movies with just talking and just like strategizing, whatever, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like if it's done well, I love that. Like the war movie side where they're just like in a back room planning it. If they do it right and they put the right content in it and the right like speakers, because it's less like what you consider acting and chemistry, like where they're kind of moving and whatever, and more like how they can speak and how they can, enunciate and not enunciate, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like how kind of like clear and concise they can speak and whatever, blah, blah. Intonation. Call Me by Your Name. I don't know. I'm really not familiar with a lot of this stuff. I know The Post was like basically a knockoff of The Spotlight.
It was just like a 1960s Spotlight.
Yeah, it's a knockoff. It's basically getting more mileage out of that. Which is why even if it's a
Call
great
Me
movie,
by Your Name. Do you
I
know what
haven't
that is?
seen it, but even if The Post is a great movie, I would be disappointed if it won because
It was just
I don't think you
made
should be
for
able.
Oscars.
Yeah, I don't think you should be.
Call Me by Your Name. It's like a gay movie,
Oh.
but the thing, like, I'm fine with that. Like, sure, make your movie.
Yeah, but the one-sidedness of the whole deal is the problem.
No, what's gross about this movie? It's about like a 28-year-old or maybe 30-year-old guy with a 17-year-old guy.
Disgusting. Boycott.
It's like 1980s in
That's
Italy.
disgusting.
Um.
Okay, but we are at an hour and 6 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me.
All right, so what would be your pick?
Shape of Water for sure.
Oh yeah, Shape of Water. I've already roasted that like crazy, so we're not gonna worry about it.
You have the brilliant production design. Brilliant. A1. You have the excellent acting. The visual effects. So freaking good. It's just a masterpiece.
My rebuttal will be short.
The
Mute
visual-
falls for Nessie.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ridiculous.
You go watch it. Watch the freaking movie.
Okay,
It doesn't matter
whatever.
how strange it is.
Whatever.
It's so freaking great. Dunkirk would probably be my second choice, but not really. I don't know. If Shape of Water
A
doesn't
distant
win,
second.
all the DZer is going to revolt.
No, the DZers are going to be like, yeah, shouldn't have won. Shouldn't have been nominated.
You're garbage. You haven't even seen it. Look up the Rotten Tomato, and you're like,
Or maybe not. You'll be like, I reject that IMDb.
bro,
IMDb.
gravity's trash.
Okay. All right. So it is time for fun facts, where I look up weird facts, verify those facts, and then ask Zarek them in the form of a question. Last time, I believe you did lose. You lost your streak, and you didn't get one right.
Correct. I totally forgot we had.
But you're going to pick it back up. You are going to pick it back up. All right. So,
gravity's trash.
in Slovakia,
Bullock.
as well as actually, when I looked it up, I found out it's this one in Slovakia, but it's also a few other Eastern European countries. They have, you know how we have like Christmas ham or, kind of a British things like Christmas goose. They have Christmas carp is what they eat. And if y'all are familiar at all with carp, it's a fish, but it is a fish that in America, like, nobody will eat because they're bottom feeders. They eat trash off the bottom of a pond. They taste disgusting for fish. Like, I hate fish, but fish lovers think carp tastes nasty.
Have you had
But
carp?
for some reason, they decide to have Christmas carp, where they get the carp at least a few days before Christmas. Where do they store the carp before they have it for Christmas dinner? And I'll tell you this, they don't get it dead, they get it alive.
The bathtub.
Boom. They store it in the bathtub, keep it as a family pet for a few days, and then kill it and eat it. It's really weird, but it is.
That's it. Bath bomb. Like, you enjoy this one?
Yes.
Throw a bath bomb on it.
So banks, they have some banks will have ultra rich clients, and they'll store a lot of money for them, but also they'll do investing. And they actually, I know somebody that they have basically personal, and not quite personal. It'll be 1 person to 5 clients or 1 person to 10 clients, but clients that have a bunch of money that they invest with that bank. And even, the bank invests the money for them in different stocks and whatnot. They will have personal investor relations people that will kind of deal with them and help them. They also have something else. They have a service. They have somebody that's assigned to their ultra rich clients. What does that person do? What is that person's job? So it's not the investor, the investment helper, but it's to meet another need for these ultra rich clients.
No clue.
Therapists known as wealth psychologists who help them deal if they're unable to mentally cope with their immense wealth. They help them deal with their immense wealth.
How do you do that? You got a
I
lot
don't
of money.
know.
And how aren't you
I don't
okay
know.
with that?
And when I was researching this to make sure it was accurate, they came up. It was wealth therapist average income. It's the average income of a wealth therapist is apparently $85,000 a year. Anyway,
I would think it'd be more.
You would think, but no, they're not rich. They're just helping the rich deal with being rich.
Why do you need help with that? That's everyone's dream.
Yeah, but then you might get there and be like, wow, I feel empty. I don't know. Anyway, in 1999, hackers revealed a security flaw in Hotmail that permitted anybody to log into any Hotmail account using a password. What was the password?
Password.
And you can give the no, it was not. You can give the password or even the username. There was a certain username and a certain password. This right here, this fact thing that I found only has the password, but when I looked it up, I found the username and password that they used. And the hackers, when they did it, they said they weren't trying to expose information or whatever. They're basically just trying to expose Microsoft had lax security, and they weren't, they weren't doing a good job of securing their people's stuff. And it was an estimated 50 million Hotmail accounts that they hacked.
Hotmail at hotmail.com?
No. So they have the password here, but I'll tell you first. The username was start, and the password was like EH, the exclamation, that's what it was. That was the password.
Why?
And with that username and that password, they could get into any one of the 50 million Hotmail accounts.
What? I don't understand.
It was an accidental backdoor that the programmers had left open. I don't know how it, start and I don't know, but it accidentally got in there, and
I don't understand why you would make
it was a network of, I forget what the hackers were called, but there was 8 of them. It was a team of hackers, and they got in.
Cool.
Yeah, that was crazy. Okay, so here we go. The state. In what state do people convicted of a DUI? I don't think they always have to, but if it's whatever. But people that are convicted of a DUI can be made to get different colored license plates. And those license plates, the color is yellow. What state does that?
New Mexico.
Wrong. Where are you sitting right now, sir?
For real?
The state of Ohio.
I've never seen a yellow license.
I've seen yellow license plates, but the only ones I've seen are the historic, the old gold ones or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Historic plates. I've never seen I don't think I have. Maybe I have and I didn't pay attention, but yeah. Okay, now, here's something interesting. This is actually really interesting, and I'm not entirely sure how, I'm not even going to phrase it as a question. The University of Minnesota is 7 years older than the state of Minnesota. It was 1851 was when. This one just says older, but when I looked it up, 1851, I believe, is when the University of Minnesota was founded, and the state of Minnesota was not founded until 1858.
So did they just call it Minnesota?
It was probably like a territory of Minnesota, and so they made the University of Minnesota, and then they decided to give it actual statehood, like the state, 70. I'm guessing. I didn't look that far into the backstory, but yes. So that is all 5, and you got one right. You got the bathtub, yes. So anyway, we shoot for an hour, but we give ourselves an hour and 15 minutes. It is an hour and 14 minutes and 57 seconds right now. So we are running up against it. Yes. So as always, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and you can watch us on YouTube. Please watch us, like us, definitely share us, like us on Instagram, share us on Instagram,
guys,
like
we are
us
grinding.
on Facebook. We need you, DZers. Like, we've had some feedback from some of you that like, hey, we pay attention to yours.
Want.
We like it, and we love that. We love the loyal people that listen to each one and like them. But you got to get out there. You got to share it. And
I just want a small following of people who actually respond. And
right, right.
Yeah. And we would love to have people on. We would love.
Definitely. Contact us, please, if you want to come on. We'd love to,
or
talk.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
All that
interact.
Good stuff.
Definitely. So, as always, thank you and good night.
I don't love you, Brian, because Brian doesn't watch these.
B-Boy Brian has let us down once again.
So, I love you, Mom. Go Kelly. Team Kelly. Oh, crap. It won't turn off.